Hello Patreon! I've said to you before, sometimes I start these videos and I don't have a plan of what I'm going to talk about, but yeah. No, there is loads to tell you. So the first 2 days of this week I was shooting the new RTE Kids show with Tom, who you now know is the other presenter, which is really cool. He's really conscientious and pretty easy to work with, so that's handy. It's always good to know somebody ahead of time because then you have like a dynamic and stuff. But I'm learning a lot. Like, learning by doing is my favorite way to learn. Although like a little bit of me is like, am I doing a good job? And I know I'm being a little bit too self-critical. Like, a few people said it to me already, but so a lot of times stuff, like, they gave you a rough script, but you have to kind of go with the flow a lot, and then sometimes I'll give you an example. So there's a thing at the end, it's a lot like Gladiators at the end. So you kind of go, the first day we said, we had 2 kids about to do the final, and the first day what I said on camera and what Tom said on camera, because we take it in turns to like lead games and stuff. The first day I went like, red team, you will go on my first whistle. Blue team, you will go on my second whistle. 3, 2, 1. But the second day, as you're standing there in your earpiece, which I told you is quite difficult when you're not used to it, because you've got people talking to you in your ear and you're trying to do the thing, but then on the floor you might as well, before a take starts, have somebody trying to talk to you and you look like you're being rude because you're like trying to listen to the thing the person in your ear is saying, and you're like, 1 second, and you just kind of look like a crazy person. So I'm just learning to manage that. But then the second day, instead of that kind of simple script that we had for that, we'd go like, red team, you are 8 seconds. No, red team, I'm trying to remember now. Red team, you have 8 here's we go. Red team, you have collected, that was important, you have to say collected. You have collected 8 discs. Blue team, you have collected 6 discs. This means the red team have a 2-second time advantage, not head start. I said head start, that's wrong. So that means the red team have a 2-second time advantage. Red team, you will go on my first whistle. That means blue team, you will go on my second whistle. Are you ready? And then you wait for them to answer, and then you go 3, 2, 1. But that's done in a different take. So I know that sounds really simple when you're like when you're like hearing it ahead of time, but when you're standing there with the lights on you and everybody's looking, it's like I've just got the kind of face people can read. So like, if I'm like confused or something, people know, and I just feel like I'm okay, but I know sometimes I look like I'm like emotionally devastated when I'm not. Like, I find like people sometimes think I'm like a delicate flower, and I'm not. I'm just processing some information and it looks like I'm about to cry. So yeah, there was just a few times like things like that would happen, or they'd give you like an extra 2 paragraphs to say in your ear, and they're like, "Are you okay with that?" And you're like, "Yeah." And you're like, I'm just trying to remember. So this is part and parcel of the whole thing. It's just something I'm learning to do, and I just really hope I'm doing a good job, because like, I'm so excited to be doing it. But yeah, there's just a few things like that and stuff, and the times are crazy. Like, so somebody was asking, do I have hair and makeup? No, there's quite a tight budget on it. So I actually was really happy to hear I get to do my own hair and makeup, because sometimes you turn up things and it's like somebody's doing somebody a favor and the person really doesn't know how to do your hair and makeup. So I was like pretty happy. They told me what they wanted in hair and makeup, which was pretty simple. They just wanted my hair like straight but back, and they just wanted like real clean makeup, which is kind of like what I usually wear anyway, but like they were like a bit heavier on the eyes and just little things like that. So that was fine. But then because we have to be on the set at like 6:30, it means that I'm leaving my house at 6, which means I have to arrive there with my hair and makeup done, which means realistically I have to get up at like 4:30 in the morning to like wash my hair and all that stuff. and then we're not really finishing until like, we're not like home and stuff till like 9 o'clock in the evening. So that was only 2 days. Next week it's Monday to Wednesday, but this Wednesday then I did a shoot with the journal.ie. As you guys know, it's just a little thing I've been doing on the side for experience, and they are the most, like, I'm not afraid to say it, like, they're not overly stimulating topics. Like yesterday I was going around asking people about switching mortgages and like what they knew, and there's only so much you can like interesting up an item. You're like, what do you know about switching mortgages? Yeah, people are just like, yeah, it's just not an interesting subject, but it'll be good for my, just from my experience, because I'm learning by doing. And then as well, at the same time, I'm trying to work on getting those pieces. I was telling you guys that there's like another RTE thing coming up, but they want to see that I can do more serious stuff. So I'm trying to schedule like a camera person at the same time. I'm trying to schedule like people to talk to and when I'm going to edit those and blah 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 blah. So it's a lot, but in a really good way. Like this is all really 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 good stuff. And like right now, like I have an RTE mic. This probably means nothing to any of you who are not from Ireland, but like it's a microphone from our national broadcaster just in my sitting room. Like that's so exciting. Yeah, I'm feeling like very self-critical. I'm just hoping I'm doing a good job, but at the same time I'm trying to keep up my gym stuff. Although I did have a setback. So when I got in on Tuesday, I just was feeling a bit like low about the whole thing. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I went to the shop, I bought loads of crap food, I got myself an Indian, and I ate all the calories, and yeah, but yeah, what can you do? You gotta do it sometimes. I just was like, oh no, I'm sad, I want to eat my emotions. I wasn't sad, I was just like, so yeah, that's okay though. I'm a human being, I do things like that. But I have been still going to the gym like 3 times a week, pretty much it's been averaging out at. And today I went, Paul has Chewy, because I wasn't sure how long the journal shoot was going to take yesterday, so he took him back. And actually, as it turned out, the journal shoot was really quick. It was so straightforward. But I got to go to the gym and use like the pool and the steam room and stuff today, which was quite cool. I know I'm like really tired, but yeah. Anyway, I just shot one of my Friday video, and I'm just, well, editor Diane, I'm just gonna hand it over to her to edit it now. But I bumped into a really nice girl in town. Well, she actually came up to me, and she's Canadian. She watches the channel. She's over visiting, so for Galen and anybody else who's Canadian, she talked me into, I'm going to do a Canadian video really soon. And other than that, yeah, just trying to keep myself, as a lot of you are like, look after yourself, you're so nice. But yeah, I am looking after myself. I find myself waking up really early because I've got like a lot on my mind, even on like my days off and stuff. But it's all good stuff. It'll all pan out. Hopefully it'll all stand to me. Like a little bit of me is so, because I'm so used to like having bad luck in things and getting cut out of things. I'm just a bit like, are they going to ring me this week and tell me not to come back next week? Is this even going to go on the TV? I don't know. Oh, some of you were asking as well, if you can watch it. I think you can. Like, as far as I know. If you can't, I'll figure out a way to get it to you. But the RTE player is like a website or an app. And I know my parents can watch it in Spain. I'm not too sure now about America and stuff, but you could check it out. Maybe somebody could tell me. But if not, I don't know, I'll screen record it or something and I'll put it up for Patreon. But this probably won't be out till like Christmas, which is so funny because with YouTube, I'm so used to like the turnaround being like that, like so fast, and I'm like, I can put it out. Like they're like, no. Oh, with do you remember I did like a sketch show for RTE there a little while ago? I can't remember if I told you guys, but some of it got cut, which wasn't anything to do with me. But some of my scenes are supposedly still in it, so that should be up any day now. I'll share that with you guys when it is. somebody else asked, was I raking in loads of money? Actually, like, the really interesting thing about like RT presenting, aside from the fact that I'm only doing 5 days of work, is well, I don't know, maybe it's the case with any TV show. When you're like a low level presenter, it's pretty much the same as like the money you'd earn working in a shop, like the same daily rate kind of thing, which I did find kind of surprising. But then I was talking to somebody else who is on like a really high up show, and they said that if you're not like it's like a breakfast show, if you're not like the main presenters, I'm dying. If you're not the main presenters, you're on like a pretty low rate as well. Like, I think they get like €150 for the day, on if you're a guest presenter, which surprised me a lot. Like, because you would think like, oh, like famous faces, they'd be on a lot of money, but no. So that's just interesting. I'm just telling you that as an aside because I'm learning things, and I'm just thought it might be an interesting insight for you too. But yeah, I'm happy to share any informations that you guys want to know about. If you have any questions, hit me up. Hope that was interesting. My made's dry again. I think it's all the working out. The 3 days. But anyway, yeah. Poof.